Good morning. Are we ready to storm the Bastille? Yeah. All right. Here we go. It is so wonderful to be here with all of you today. It's really such a crowd to raise their voices here on Capitol Hill. Let me just recognize first everyone at the Americans for the Arts for all that you do to support the culture that makes us who we are. I want to acknowledge my House colleagues, Betty McCollum, you heard from. There's John Conyers and John Lewis and Adam Smith and Elijah Cummings, all here so that you know that you have great support within this institution. I also want to mention my colleague Louise Slaughter, who has been indefatigable and such a champion of the arts. To all of the advocates who are here, let me tell you, as a member of Congress, you should never underestimate the difference that an advocacy day like this can make. All of the members here know how this institution works, how this institution responds to outside pressure. It is what drives the train. So you get out there and you make your voices heard, because we have seen this change come time and time again because of external pressure on the institution. Having smart, passionate, knowledgeable men and women show up at your office and gently but firmly, and I'm going to emphasize firmly, explain the benefits of the NEA funding, the NEH funding. It makes a difference. Never take no for an answer, because your cause is much too important. The arts are not optional. They are fundamental. They express, they reflect, they even constitute our humanity. I believe so strongly in the power of the arts to inspire us, to help us make sense of our world, and to help to bring our communities together. Last month, and you know, you didn't mention Connecticut either. I know we're a small state. All right, Connecticut, okay. But last month, I had the pleasure of welcoming to the city of New Haven, Connecticut, the chair of the National Endowment for the Arts, Dr. Jane Chu, and the chair of the National Endowment for the Humanities, Bro Adams. What a day we had in the city of New Haven. And I'm going to tell you why they were there. We were celebrating 33 nonprofit arts and humanities organizations on their milestones. The International Festival of Arts and Sciences, 20 years old. The New Haven Ballet, 30 years old. Art Space, 30 years old. Long Wharf Theater, 50 years old. Creative Arts Workshop, 54 years old. Yale School of Drama, 60 years. Schubert Theater, 100 years. Neighborhood School of Music, 104. Peabody Museum, 139. Yale University Art Gallery, 183. What this is, the fabric of what our community is about, is caught up with the arts in such a profound way, as all of your communities are as well. I have to tell both our chairs that last Saturday night at the Schubert Theater, we celebrated the 100th anniversary with a gala. And I want you to know that I brought my tap shoes from many, many years ago, because I wanted to tap dance on the stage of the Schubert Theater, because in my life I wanted to be Ruby Keeler. Happy to be a U.S. Congresswoman, but I wanted to be Ruby Keeler. But when Dr. Chu was with us, we visited an after-school program called Music Haven, which is supported by the NEA. Music Haven uses music to allow disadvantaged kids to express themselves, to build their skills, responsibility, communication, teamwork. That's the power of the arts. We are all going to keep fighting to increase the budgets, because funding it provides brings the magic and the beauty and creative genius of culture to everyone. There are those who say otherwise. We already have arbitrary across-the-board cuts known as sequestration. They have robbed the humanities, and the arts, millions of dollars. There are some of my colleagues who claim that the arts are spending, the spending cannot be justified because it benefits only the wealthy. That could be, what could be more wrong-headed? A country in which culture is only for the rich is a country without a soul. And the very purpose of arts funding is to open up the arts to all Americans, young, old, rich, poor, urban, rural. And arts funding is a small investment with a huge profit and a huge payoff. Every federal dollar spent leverages $9 more in matching support. Every single cent enriches our communities, expands our minds, and inspires our souls. We cannot allow the NEA, the NEH to disappear. The loss would be irreplaceable. Let me just give you a couple quotes and I will hush up. In the words of one of my heroes, the late Congresswoman Barbara Jordan, and I quote, "The arts are not a frill. The arts are a response to our individuality and our nature and help to shape our identity. Art has the potential to unify. It can speak in many languages without a translator. The arts do not discriminate. The arts can lift us up, and they do. Because as President Kennedy said, and I quote, after the dust of centuries has passed, we will be remembered not for victories or defeats, in battle or in politics, but for our contribution to the human spirit." Thank you for being here. Thank you for standing up for the arts. Thank you for your contribution to the human spirit. Have a great day and storm the Bastille, my friends.